Welcome to Unhinged and Attached with P&A. I'm A
And I'm Pete. And Merry Christmas.
to all.
And to all, a good night. We wanted to have an episode dedicated towards goal setting and New Year's resolutions. And I know, New Year's resolutions don't typically last long. They usually fail. But I think all it really is a goal or a dream of expiration date. So I want to encourage you guys to still resolve to do things. I want to encourage you guys to still dream because dreaming makes things possible.
Yeah, it's okay to dream, but then you need that action plan, that blueprint behind it to make it, come alive. So whether you want to call it New Year's resolutions, dreaming, goals, whatever it is, it's not really what it's called. It's more so about how you're addressing it and how you're approaching it. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how we approach our dreams and our visions for the new year and our future, and hopefully that'll help you guys incorporate some of the tips and help you make things happen.
So I think there's like 3 steps we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so the 3 steps, we're talking about reflect, then we're going to talk about planning, and then we're going to talk about manifesting.
I guess I'll start.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about reflecting. So reflecting is kind of looking back at the year and really evaluating the things that you've accomplished and the things you didn't accomplish. So some examples of that would be like maybe you wanted to buy a car, maybe you wanted a promotion at your job, or maybe you just wanted to score a few dates. And shameless
or
plug
find
here.
or find someone.
Right, shameless plug. So we did have an episode or two dedicated towards
Online dating.
online dating.
Yeah, so
So
check that out.
yep. So reflecting. I want you to give yourself a pat on the back for the things that you accomplished in our lives. A good example of that, would you say, is what? Traveling.
Yeah, I think that's that's always on our list every year, travel. So we do a lot of traveling. It's important to us, and that's definitely something that we accomplished in the last year.
Yeah. So
We
we
went
probably
to
picked like 4 places, right?
Yeah, we did Puerto Rico, California, um
Bali,
Bali,
Belize. See, we
Belize,
go to so many places, she
and
doesn't even remember.
ATL. Yeah, I don't know. It's just all becomes one, and I'm just waiting for the next one.
And then, of course, you got the things that you didn't accomplish.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't think you give up on it. It's just you kind of roll it over into the next year. Maybe you pivot and adjust a little bit. And I think an example of us for us would be the income property we were thinking
Yeah,
about doing in the beginning of the year last year. Um, as the year kind of moved along, we kind
too
of
much,
decided.
too much traveling.
um, well, we love ATL so much. We're like, damn, man, it'd be nice to just move and just get something, our dream home or something like that. So maybe we won't do the income
Possibly.
property, but it's okay to pivot, and it's also okay to let your dreams and your goals roll over to the next year. So what do you think about the next step?
So the next step, which is planning, how we address planning, and I just wanted to throw in that we do this as a couple, but you can do this as, if you don't have someone, you can do it as an individual. It doesn't matter. It's just the steps that you want to take. So for us, we try to look in the future. How do we envision our life? So looking at the future, like 3 to 5 years, those are more long-term goals. But in order to reach those long-term goals, you have to create action steps and shorter goals in the new year that's going to, in turn, help you accomplish that long-term goal down the line. So we usually start with the long-term goals, looking at it, creating action steps, figuring out what we need to do in the current year. And then in addition to that, we do regular SMART goals that we know is going to get accomplished within the year. So for that, a short-term goal can be um,
Losing weight?
yeah, losing weight, reading a certain amount of books in the year, like for us, community service. So it's so many things that you can accomplish within a year that will classify as a short-term goal. In order, whether it's the short-term goal or the action steps, we use smarter goals, and I know you guys heard of smart goals or smarter goals, to kind of accomplish that. So let's use an example. We're in this health kick, so we're going to use losing weight. So say my goal for 2026 is to lose weight. So I'm going to do the smarter goal technique. So S stands for specific. So I'm going to put a number on that. Instead of just saying, oh, I want to lose weight, I'm going to say, I want to lose 10 pounds, right? And then you're going to make it measurable. The pounds is making it just that. You're able to measure as the time go on how many pounds that you're able to lose. So you want to put a metrics on that, right? And then you want to make sure it's achievable. You don't want to have a goal like, oh, I want to lose 100 pounds within a month. Like, that doesn't even sound healthy. Like, so you want to make sure your goal, you're able to achieve it, it makes sense, and you're doing it in a healthy way. And then
R is relevant,
relatable.
relevant,
I
relatable.
mean, same, relevant, relatable. Honestly, and these and like the SMART goals, sometimes the letters are interchangeable, but it's still the same meaning. So you want to make sure it's relevant or relatable to you and your I like to say like your ethics and your aura and what you want to accomplish. So using our example, if you want to lose weight, you're not going to say your goal is to lose weight, but then you have another goal that you want to be in a pie eating contest in the year. So, that's like oil and water. It does not mix. You want to make sure that it's relatable. So, a better example would be if you're saying you want to lose weight, then maybe in the year you're going to try to do a mud run or what is it? A
A
mudder,
Spartan
yeah,
or
Spartan or whatever have you. That's more related. So, you want to make sure that your goals relate to your overall vision and arching, and then you want to put some time on that.
before I get into the time, you mentioned ethics. I thought that was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it has to go, like, it also shouldn't go against like the things that you believe and the type of person you are. I'm really big on that. I think that's important, and we need to stick to who we truly are. Sometimes we set goals and it may take us away from who we are, or we may end up doing things to get to that goal that doesn't fit our character. But you want to make sure you're relatable. Your goals relatable. It's relatable to you, and you're staying true to yourself.
Okay.
So
So you mentioned time bound.
yeah.
So a time bound goal is something that you can, I guess, accomplish in a healthy amount of time. And I use the word healthy because we're
Hmm.
talking about losing weight.
Yeah.
I don't want you to try to lose 100 pounds in a month. That
Yeah.
sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um, I'd say, professionally speaking, maybe 2 pounds a week is something I would consider the maximum of how healthy dieting should occur. So maybe you get up to 8 pounds in a month. So I'd say 10 pounds, 2 months is more than enough time to lose 10 pounds. That's a pound and a half a week. I think you can do that. Um, if that's
So
tough for you, 3 months to lose 10 pounds, even better. We're talking about 40 pounds in a year.
yeah.
So definitely just taking it back, be specific, measurable,
Achievable,
achievable,
relatable.
relevant, or relatable.
Hmm.
Let's make it count. So
Yeah.
now we get into the part. So everybody talks about smart goals,
Yeah.
but we want to be a little bit smarter. So the E
Hmm.
will be evaluating. You want to be evaluating your success. You want to be evaluating your failures. You want to be evaluating your ethics, like she mentioned before, and really just figure out how you can fine tune and adjust things so that you're more successful. Because if you're successful, you get to have a reward, which is
Yes.
what art is. So I think rewarding yourself makes it a lot easier for you to be successful in accomplishing your
Yeah,
goals.
we're big on
You don't
that.
even have to reward yourself at the end. You can put a little reward in the middle, like, oh, I'm halfway
Yeah.
there, time for a treat. Maybe I'll go on a
Yeah.
little shopping trip or something like that. I'm not saying go out there and buy food if you're trying to lose weight, but if
I
that,
mean, you could buy healthy food, a
yeah, if you
salad.
consider that a reward. Um, but yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
But that's our smarter goals.
Yeah.
Now, how do we take that and bring it to our lives and make it relatable? Um,
We manifest.
well, before we get to manifest, I'm thinking about examples of our smarter goals. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think we're trying to have a healthier lifestyle. So how did we accomplish that? We decided to use a specific diet. It helped us shred weight and detox our bodies,
Yeah.
and we're able to lose like 10 pounds in like 10 days,
Yeah.
which sounds crazy, but that's something that I don't think I would encourage for anybody. But we'll get into that another time. Another
To
thing that
use long term, but
right,
it's quote unquote detox or a cleanse. That's not supposed to be a diet or a way that you eat for a long time. That's just to kind of cleanse your body.
another example of us trying to use smarter goals for short-term goals would be being more active in church or doing more community service.
Yeah.
And I think we were able to apply that to our lives too, where we had the kids and ourselves just do a little bit more community service this year.
Yeah.
Um, so number three, manifesting.
Manifesting, yes. So manifesting, with manifesting, I like manifesting because it's kind of like you're willing something to happen in your life, right? You're speaking positively about it. The tongue is very powerful, so you're
Ooh,
not gonna you're
it
not gonna
is.
speak negative about the things that you want to accomplish or your abilities. You're gonna speak life into it, and you're gonna speak, speak good. And then something that we always do during this part of the year, and we also have our kids do, is do vision boards. Making vision boards are a good way to visually will all of your goals, and also like use it as a reminder to remind you like these are the things that I said I'm going to do. Let me keep pushing for it. So when you are making these vision goals, it I mean not vision goals,
Vision
these
boards.
vision boards, when you are making these vision boards, it's good to keep it like somewhere in the house where you're always seeing it, and or have it. I learned a way back doing a workshop, taking a picture of it and having it as the default for your background, so you're seeing it, you're reminded, and it's kind of motivation to keep going. And there's more ways also to manifest.
Yeah, I think the best way to manifest things is prayer.
Yes.
Um, if you're religious, God is kind of your accountability partner, which would be my second example. But yeah, just talking to God, having these conversations, is positive affirmations. You're hearing yourself talk about it, and you have something external to yourself that's divine, pushing you in the right direction.
And giving you direction sometimes if you may feel lost as well. So prayer.
And then, of course, you could have somebody who is earthly as a accountability partner as well.
Yeah.
My accountability partner right here. Um, she definitely keeps me grounded and keeps pushing me to be the best version of myself I can be. But how have we applied manifesting into our goals this year?
So this year, one of our goals was to attend Carnival.
Right.
We went to Carnival in Belize. It was amazing. But it wasn't even on our goal setting for last year. It was just kind of something I'm thinking like January, February popped in my head. I'm like, I want to add this to the goal. So we figured out how to do it. But at the beginning of that, I'm like, I want to lose weight. I want to, do so many things in preparation for this. So what I did was I went online and like I said, vision board. I found a picture of a couple. I made sure it was a couple because I wanted to do it with Babe. And I found a picture and I made it as basically what I'm telling you guys to do. I made it as the default on my phone. So then we actually go to Carnival.
Hold on,
So
wait. It wasn't just the phone.
it
Like
was
she was manifesting it around the house.
it
It was
was
literally.
so so it was on the fridge. Yeah, so when you open the fridge,
I was like,
remember
damn. I was gonna
remember
eat
what we're
that.
supposed to be eating. It was on the board
The calendar.
in our room. I keep a calendar of like all the things that we're doing per day, per week, or whatever. I had a picture up there. I think that was it. It was my phone, the refrigerator, and the calendar. But yeah, so we end up doing Carnival. And prior to me getting that picture, I just got a random picture. I didn't know what colors we were going to be wearing, anything. We end up doing Carnival and it happened to be similar colors. So much so that
Your daughter. Yeah.
Zanaya has seen my phone all year and she kept saying, "Oh, why do you have this on your phone?" And I'm telling her, I want to go to this event. I want to go to Carnival whatever. So now we come back from carnival and she sees my phone and she's like, "Oh, you still have that picture up?" I'm like, "No, I changed it. This one is me and Pete." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, it looks so much similar to the other picture." So like without even trying, because we definitely wasn't trying. We look better than the picture
I
too.
was just gonna say
Uh,
that. I daughter said that we look better. That's what she
we
said.
look better in the picture, but the colors were very similar. And I feel like that's a really good example of how you manifest and you will something and you talk positively about it, you plan for it, you pray for it, and you do all of these things. And when it gets done, it feels good and you have fun. So that's our example of manifesting.
I think that was the best example all day. Like
It was really
literally
good. It
watching
actually
it.
touched my heart when she said that. I was like, "Oh, I look as skinny as the girl on the." Nah, but
Like
it
even
was good.
even the colors. Like how do you manifest?
The
It's
colors
was
were the
crazy.
same, and I didn't even know when I booked the band. I didn't even know what colors we were gonna go with. I didn't know what colors they had.
You
I
you
just
were gonna pick the blue one.
Yeah, they
You
had
know.
different colors, and we end up going with the orange, and it really looked good on us. We had a good time. It's a really, really good time. So, this is just a reminder that you can really do anything you set your mind to, you plan to, you follow these steps. You're making sure that you're using the smarter goals method. You're making sure that you're manifesting, you're reflecting, you're doing all the things that you need to do to be successful. And again, I think you mentioned it before. Sometimes your goals get pushed back. We're setting times for it, but it's okay if by that deadline it's not complete. That doesn't mean you're a failure. That just means maybe you underestimated the time,
Facts.
and you just need to push it out. You still continue to go towards that goal. So that's our advice for you guys as far as goals and goal setting for the year. And we wish you guys the best as it relates to that and figuring out what you want to do. And this is going to be a good year. 2026 is going to be a good year. 2025 was good.
It was
Now we're
dope.
going to step it up. 2026 is going to be even better,
Nah,
right?
I'm getting old, bro. That's crazy. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
let's try something fun.
Feedback.
Feedback,
We
feedback.
haven't done feedback in I think we did it once and we didn't do it
Probably the first
again.
episode. Yeah.
No, I think it was the second episode. But anyways, we're gonna do feedback, talk a little bit about the hot topics and the things that have been popping up on our social media
So
feeds.
on my feed, what keeps popping up, and probably you guys' feed too, is 50 Cent, the infamous 50 Cent,
50,
and his
aka Ferrari.
infamous Diddy doc. Um, and I just wanted to know because now it seems like everybody's beefing with 50 as
Everybody's
well.
chiming in, yeah.
How it always seems he gets into a beef, and how does he always get the last laugh? That's what we want to talk about. So first things first, Diddy doc. If you have not seen that thing, um, typically I don't support watching things that are pulling down a black man, but it
I,
was
I,
entertaining.
I,
As a hip hop fan, it was very entertaining.
So I
I enjoyed it.
keep, I'm going to let you finish, but I keep hearing that. And I don't think it's about pitting down. I mean, maybe 50 has, ulterior motives, but I really feel like these things do need to come to light, whether black, white, whatever. You having people who are doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. And then, you hear, oh, um, well, the white community don't say or put their people on blast. Everybody should be on blast for doing negative things. It's okay for us to do the uplifting and show the positive things. And I don't feel like it was a lot of stuff out there of him doing um a lot
Nah,
overwhelmingly positive
there's a
things,
bunch of
but
the docs out there, but this one is. I mean, I didn't
it
watch the rest of them, but because it has
yeah,
50 Cent's name on it, I watched it. That's literally why I watched it.
yeah, but I think everything that you do in the dark comes to light. Now, I don't know if everything in the dark was true or, whatever, but these are people's experiences and they have a right to speak. You could go and say, oh, they wanted money for the whatever it is. If these things really happen to them, what they should be quiet and tuck their tail in the corner dealing with therapy and whatever. No, you got to number one warn people so they do not end up. That's how I live my life. I feel like we go through trials and tribulations in life so that then we can share our stories and motivate people to do better, make different, choices, or stay clear from these signs that you see with people or whatever have you. Now, I'm not saying that these people didn't see what was happening to them and then continued to be in it. That's a different story. But them speaking on, their experiences, it is what it is. I don't care if
Well,
you white, black, orange. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing bad stuff.
I guess two things. She mentioned something about things being done to you and sticking around.
Oh
So, if you haven't seen it,
boy,
I'm
Peter.
not gonna spoil it. But if you have seen it, I think you know what I'm talking about. Um,
That's
so just watching it, dude's like, I woke up sore, and I'm like, hold on, wait, what? Wait, pause it, pause it, pause it, pause it, pause it. He what?
you definitely paused and rewind it because
And then
didn't.
we spoke
We
about it.
had to put on the caption because we're like, what did he say?
Yeah. So how many times do you have to wake up sore before you get out of there?
I think it's also a question when you're talking about the stories being told, like, what's the intentions of both characters? I mean, or both people participating, right? So if you're sticking around, I remember I don't even care. You say you stuck around, you didn't know, whatever.
I don't like the
But
word stuck.
he
It
said
means
2 years. He was helping him make this. So at some point, you realize what was going on, and maybe I think he was honest, and he spoke about how this money would change his family's life, and you probably thinking about that at the end. But now that you didn't get what you thought you was gonna get at the end, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
yeah. So
I don't know.
so I'm
I
gonna
mean, it
so
was a
I'm gonna
bad deal gone
so
wrong. I
I'm gonna
mean,
ask you.
it was a bad deal gone wrong.
I'm gonna ask you how many times before you get out of there.
Okay, you know what? This goes back, and this wasn't even supposed to be a big highlight in this, but I think it keeps in our episode. It keeps coming back to ethics, how you are as a person, and the things that you will do to get your goals accomplished. Come on, am I not connected?
You are, you are.
Ah, what are you willing to do? Are you gonna step outside of the person that you are, the things that, like, did the people didn't do what we said: reflect, plan, and manifest. And maybe they did, and it didn't come out the way that they wanted it to, but you really got to figure out what that plan is and how you going to get to where you going to get. And yeah.
Maybe he thought that it already happened, so he might as well just stay in it until he get his big payday. Because then
whether
it
you
because
whether
because
you're
because if he
fem
leaves, then it's for nothing. It
whether
happened to him, and there
yeah,
was
but
nothing.
you're standing up for yourself, and you're saying no. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're female or male, we keep talking about this guy, but this also happened to Cassie or whoever else was in it. You know what I mean? Or dealt with it or whatever have you. But it's like, what are you gonna do? How many
I don't think you can
times?
say no. He wasn't aware. Well, he's waking
You
up
could say
sore.
no, but you're probably scared that there's gonna be consequences for saying no. But then it was consequences for saying yes. And you didn't even get what you thought you was gonna get. So you gotta pick your poison.
All right, so enough about the doc. We don't want to
You
keep,
gotta pick you gotta pick your
But then the
poison.
other part of it was people keep seeming to beef at 50, and like, is he starting it? He
No,
definitely
he's
finishing it.
finishing it. He's not starting it. I think people need to mind their business. They always have something to say. And he waiting. I envision, and I know it's not even 50. He probably got a researcher like on hand, top money, top dollar, because The information he gets about people is crazy. He has like a whole like Rolodex. Just say something to me. Say something to me. I got this. I'm gonna pull it out. Like,
Sir
don't,
Rolodex.
yeah,
Dang, you showing your age.
don't folder whatever. Like, don't do it, and it won't come to you. Like, I
So
wouldn't talk. I wouldn't say any. Even if I wanted to, I would keep my comment to myself. Why would you even try to go back and forth with 50 Cent? That's crazy. Even Marlon, he tapped out. You know, you wrestling and he tapped him. He said, "I'm good. I'm good. Why did I even start this?" Yeah.
you said
Now you got Main. Is it Mano?
Mano,
Now you got
Davies,
Mano.
Fab, Jim
Everybody, he
Jones,
gonna buy your building. He's going to buy your lease out.
and owned half the
Like, come
podcast.
on, stop it. Don't leave him alone.
Oh shit. We talking about 50 Cent. We shouldn't talk about 50 Cent.
Why? Oh,
He
please shut up. He don't care about us. He does not care about us. But I really listen. I agree with 50. Don't say nothing about my doc. Don't say nothing about me. You talking about being negative. Now you being negative towards me about my doc because you feel my doc was negative. Ah. You know, it's all relative to how you feeling. People want to say what they want to say. But at the end of the day, I mind my business type of person. So it's like I'm not gonna worry about your businesses. That's what you decided to do, and you felt good doing that. It has nothing to do with me, whether I like it or not. So me giving my 2 cents in, and you coming for me, then you had it. They had it coming.
I think something positive came out of it. I learned that that Diddy graduated high school, so he was a decent student. He went to HBCU for a little bit. I mean, that's positive as well. So
I
that
guess given his
I guess
backstory, because the
that's what
other,
really lured me in. I'm watching and I'm learning about this young man who had these qualities that you would want a young man to have. He had
yeah, as an
perseverance.
intern, yeah.
He was a dreamer. He had a role model, somebody he could look up to and kind of shape his life like. Um, that's what pulled me in, and then it just woo.
So it's listen, everybody's story. It's always good and bad. Everybody have good and bad. It's not, for us to judge. And yes, maybe 50 had, ulterior motives, but yeah, it just is what it is. You got to be accountable for your actions and the things that you do. So if you don't want something leaking or being said or get out, don't do it. But then you get these people who feel like they higher than the world. They got the money, power, respect, and all that other stuff. It's going to eventually catch up to you. Like, don't do bad things.
And then to piggyback off a comment you made a while back, if we use Harvey Weinstein, whatever his name is, if they made a documentary on him, it wouldn't sell the same way the Diddy doc is selling. I think it has to do with whom the person is. You mentioned black or white and tearing people down. Um, it's something very gravitating about, I guess, it being a black person or being particularly Diddy in
I think
particular.
it's more Diddy than this whole black and white racial
Because the
thing
R. Kelly thing
because
was big too. I never watched it,
I
um, but
watched it too.
but people were
I think
talking
it's
about it forever.
I think it's relevant, right, to who you are. Now, in the white community, I don't know if they sit down there and watch Harvey Weinstein's doc, but we know what we do and what we're doing in our community, and these are people that we maybe looked up to at a point in time, or like, oh, dance to their music at a point in time, who's a part of the culture. I don't know how much Harvey Weinstein was a part of Caucasian culture, so I can't speak on what I know, but at the end of the day, wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. And people are going to continue to do wrong if they're not scared that people are going to talk up. Like, so we're just going to have a culture in our black culture where we're not saying things about stuff. This is kind of like the whole mental health and counseling thing. We need that too. We need to be able to express ourselves and not keep everything under the carpet and under wraps. We're just as messed up as the next people, or the next group of people, I should say, the next race, or whatever you want to say. And in order to get better and for people to be scared to do these negative things, maybe, if you don't have the ethics within you to say, this is right, this is wrong, I'm not going to do it, maybe you need to be scared into doing it. And being scared into doing is people talking up, people saying what they have to say about what you're doing, and you being held accountable. Maybe Diddy might come out and be a different person. What he had like 2 years and maybe he might come out and he'll think twice about hitting somebody. Maybe not. But, you know, I don't know. But everybody definitely should be held accountable. Not just because you're black, you should be held accountable or whatever. Anyone who's doing, I just want to emphasize that. Anyone who's doing negativity should be held accountable for their actions. And this is what I work with young adults. This is what I teach them. Like, you got to be careful. Even our kids, you have to be careful what you're doing, because you're going to be accountable for your actions at some point. And that's it. But we ain't gonna keep going on and on about this. Those were two interesting
Yeah.
topics. And the overarching theme is goals, ethics, what you're gonna do. So we want to put more
Dream.
positivity out there for the holidays. Make sure that you're dreaming. Make sure that you're setting these goals. Make sure that you're taking these action steps and doing what you need to do to make sure that your dreams come true. You're not just gonna say, "Oh, I dream of doing this," but not putting any legwork behind it. Definitely do the work, and we promise you, you will get results. So,
Absolutely.
have a happy holiday, happy New Year. Our next episode will drop in the New Year, so we'll see you then. So, bye. Have a good one.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
Yes, yes, yes. All of that.
All that.
All of that. All the holidays. Have a good one, guys. Bye.